The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and really in this case, and or future. You missed baseball on the channel. Tell me you did. Really, tell me you did. Doubleheader day as we pre-play the World Series. Games 1 and 2 from Minute Maid Park today. We'll do Game 3 from Philadelphia, noon Eastern tomorrow. And that'll get us through the weekend, and then we can kind of get on to the second half of the series. Now, this is the third time I've pre-played a World Series, and the winner of my World Series has never matched the winner of the real-life World Series. So, take this in a bag of pretzels with a huge grain of salt. Anyway, so it is the Philadelphia Phillies who won 87 games over the regular season, but they got past the Atlanta Braves, who won the National League East, and the San Diego Padres in relatively easy fashion. They did the gauntlet that they were supposed to do. They also won their wild card series, and so why? Oh yeah, that was Atlanta. So why not? They should be here. They've won the prerequisite games to get the job done. Actually, they beat someone else too. To get here, and so they're here. And Zach Wheeler gets the call for Game 1. He pitched Game 5 in the clincher on Sunday, and certainly would be on full rest once the World Series starts on Friday. Justin Verlander gets the call for the Astros. These Astros were the number 1 seed in the American League. They won their divisional series and swept the Yankees. How about that? So the Astros really, I think, are the high odds-on favorite to win the whole bloody thing, but that and $2.50 might get you a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. So it's the Phillies and the Astros for the World Series. Next, as Retro Sports Network presents a special, the 2022 World Series pre-play, brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. No slides for this one. That's just a lot of effort to go through. So again, games 1 and 2 today, and game 3 tomorrow. And much to Aaron Boone's chagrin, the roof is open, 71 degrees, winds blowing in from 10 from right center as we get set to start this. And somehow, Ties Hill has come back into play here at Minute Maid Park. They put it in especially for our fake World Series. Here's how the Phils lined up, and if you're looking, this is how they lined up in the clincher against San Diego. Kyle Schwarber leads off in left field. Rhys Hoskins at first will bat second. JT Realmuto is the catcher behind the plate. He'll go third. Bryce Harper, the DH, cleans up, and boy, did he clean up against the Padres. Nick Castellano is in right. He'll bat fifth. Bohm at third will bat sixth. Stott, the shortstop, goes seventh. John Segura is at second going eighth, and Marsh in center field will bat ninth. Wheeler might give you six if he's economical, and of course the way that modern bullpens are there, you only need to get 6 out of a starter because your bullpen can get you the 9 outs. It needs to hold on to a win. Jordan Alvarez, as we set the Astro defense for you, a 4 and a 7 in left. McCormick, a 6 and a 4 in center. Tucker, a 7 and a 6 in right. Alec Bregman is a 7 at third. Pena, a 7 at short. Jose Altuve, a 6 at second. He struggled in the playoffs. I doubt he'll struggle that much in this World Series. Gurriel, 8 at first. Marty Maldonado was a 10 and a 7 behind the plate, and the ageless Justin Verlander is a 6 on the mound with a .950 fielding percentage. So with all that underway, Rob Thompson, who took over for Joe Girardi for the Phillies, and right now they really are the best team in the National League as the Dodgers watch at home. Kyle Schwarber steps in at .218 on the real season. However, he did slug 46 homers while driving in 94. But if you look at that strikeout total, it's 200. So Verlander, who's been in a situation before, starting game 1 of a World Series, is ready. Baldonado puts down the sign, and the pre-play starts with a fly ball right center field. Back goes Tucker into the corner, or into the alley, and makes the catch, and that's how this one starts, and Schwarber's hurt. So the Phillies lose Schwarber right off the bat. He turned an ankle on that swing. And remember, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So here's Rhys Hoskins, 246, 30 homers, and 79 RBI. Verlander's pitch. Got him. 1-2 curve inside, 2 out. For JT Realmuto, 276, 22 homers, and 84 RBI. Verlander's pitch. There's a fly ball right center field. McCormick going back, way back, and will make the catch, and the Phillies go down 1-2-3. Sosa, I don't think that's Sammy, will be coming in to play left field. He's a 1-3. We played half an inning here in Houston, no score. I didn't even give you Verlander's real-life stats. Zach Wheeler looks pretty shaggy there. Went 12-7 for the Phils with an earned run average of 282 in 26 starts. He's 31 years old, fastball pitcher at 89, and a ground ball pitcher. Again, 26 starts, 153 innings. And again, we're figuring about 6 for Zach, if all goes well. Jose Altuve leads off for Houston at second base. Pena at short will bat second. Yordan Alvarez in left will go third. Alec Bregman cleans up at third. Tucker in right will bat fifth. Gurriel at first goes sixth. Trey Mancini, that's who they use as a DH in the Game 4 against the Yankees. He'll bat seventh. McCormick in center batting eighth, and Marty Maldonado behind the plate goes ninth. Verlander got through his first 3 hitters on 11 pitches. So it's Sosa, Edmundo Sosa, who came in off the bench. Doesn't get the start, but does come in for the injured Schwarber. He's a 1-3 in left. Good luck to the Phils. Marsh is a 6-3 in center, and Castellanos is a 5-6 in right. Bohm is a 6 at third. Stott a 7 at short. Segura a 6 at second. Hoskins a 6 at first. And Realmuto, a refugee from the Miami Marlins, as my would you stop? As my antivirus wants a word with me. Realmuto an 8 and 9 behind the plate, and Zach Wheeler is a pretty good fielder. He's an 8 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Altuve, he struggled in the playoffs. He didn't get a hit until the ALCS. I think he hit 090 something. 300 on the real year. 28 homers, 57 RBI, and 103 runs scored. So Wheeler starts the bottom of the first, strike 3. Swung on and missed a 1-2 fastball. Then there's 1 out. For Jeremy Pena, 253, 22 homers, and 63 RBI. And a fond hello to all the bots watching in chat. A pitch to Pena. Jeremy hits a pop-up left side. Stott on the grass. Has it for the out. 2 away for Yordan Alvarez. Yordan just destroyed Cleveland in the LDS. 306, right? No, Seattle, rather. 306, 37 homers, and 97 RBI. Wheeler winds and deals, and Alvarez slaps this one into right field for a base hit. Castellanos picks it up off a hop, and that's the first base runner of the ballgame. Here's Bregman, 259, 23 homers, and 93 RBI. Alvarez not a threat to steal. And Tucker on deck. Wheeler from the stretch. Bregman hits a fly ball, shallow left field. Sosa over in the corner, and that is going to be out of play, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Somebody from Katy, Texas made the catch, but it wasn't Sosa. So a 1-2 count to Bregman. Wheeler delivers and got him. And so there'll be a lot of that. He swung at a bad pitch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the second inning in game 1 of our pre-play. No score. The ageless Justin Verlander, I forgot to give you his numbers, 39 years old. A ground ball pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 89. He had 28 starts for the Astros in 2022, going 18-4. He's already a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, and with those numbers, it might get him a third. He had an earned run average of 179 and a whip of 829. In 175 innings, the always cordial Verlander struck out 185 while only walking 29. And that ERA plus is 247. Verlander's been in baseball so long, he won the Rookie of the Year back in 2006. Almost at the dawn of YouTube. Here's Bryce Harper, the perfect DH for the Phils. 286, just 18 homers in an injury-plagued year, and 65 RBI. But it was his big home run Sunday that sent the Phillies to the World Series. Verlander rocks and deals, and Harper hits a ground ball over the mound for a base hit. So the Phillies get the leadoff runner on in the second, and Verlander will have to work from the stretch. Here's Castellanos, 263, 13 homers, and 62 RBI. Castellanos and Verlander, by the way, were teammates on the Tigers. Harper goes. Maldonado's throw down to Altuve, and Bryce has it stolen. So the Phillies steal a base. Modern baseball analysts pass out. So a 2-1 count to Castellanos. Verlander from the set. Hard chopper to third. Bregman across the way to Gurriel for the out. So 1 out for Bohm. Alec at 181. 13 homers and 72 RBI. Numbers that would make Mark Belanger jealous. And that's a chopper over the mound. Altuve by the bag at second. Throws to first for the out. So Harper moves to third. 2 out for Bryson Stott. Bryson not there for picture day. You know what? I could not find a picture pack for 2022. One of the things that Matt, Steeler fan, was talking with me about was if you're going to get younger players to play these games, you got to do modern stuff. Well, you need a picture pack to show that you can do this stuff. Anyway, Bryson, 234, 10 homers, and 49 RBI. Harper leads off a third. Verlander deals, and there's a fly ball, shallow right center. McCormick rides the Schwinn and will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second here in Houston. Game 1 of our World Series doubleheader. No score. So it'll be Tucker, Gurriel, and Mancini to face Wheeler here in the second. Kyle, 257, 30 homers, and 107 RBI. Wheeler starts the inning with a liner in the right field. That's going to drop in front of Castellanos for a single. So the second hit for the Astros. And that'll bring up Gurriel. Yuli 242, 8 homers, and 53 RBI. Pitch to Gurriel. Foul tipped on a 1-1, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Gurriel can hit a run, but Tucker's not a good candidate to steal second, so we won't. Wheeler deals. Here's a ground ball to third, might be 2. Bohm scoops it. Segura for 1, pivots to first. Hoskins is there, and they turn 2. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3, and there's 2 out here in the bottom of the second. For Trey Mancini, who, if the Astro fans were here, would tell me why he was a DH. 176. See, that's better than having a pitcher hit. 8 homers and 22 RBI. Wheeler from the wind, and Mancini rips this one into left field for a base hit. Sosa picks it up. And that's the 3rd hit for Houston. So that'll bring up Chas McCormick, the center fielder, hitting .245, 14 homers, and 44 RBI. So the Phillies worked to run the double play once, and McCormick strikes out. He swings and misses, and after 2 in Game 1, the Astros nothing, the Phillies nothing. So Segura, Marsh, not Jordan, and Sosa to face Verlander here in the 3rd. Wheeler probably on pace to go about 5, and Verlander is being quite economical. Segura at .277, 10 homers, and 33 RBI. Verlander starts the 3rd. Strike 3. That's his 2nd. How you doing, Matt? An 0-2 curve for strike 3. Speaking of Astro fans, why is Trey Mancini a 175 hitter your DH? So here's Brandon Marsh doing his best Jason Worth impression in that picture with the Angels. 288, 3 homers, and 15 RBI. No score, top the 3rd. The Astros have 3 singles. The Phillies have 1. Pitch to Marsh. There's a little chopper to Altuve. Jose throws to Gurriel, 1 out. Or 2 out. For Edmundo Sosa, who is in for the injured Kyle Schwarber. Kyle turned his ankle on the first pitch of the ball game. 315 for Edmundo. 2 homers and 13 RBI. So games 1 and 2 today. And then tomorrow will be game 3, and then we do golf on Thursday. And hopefully someone will play better, and there'll be golf on Sunday. If there is no golf on Sunday, if I miss another cut, we'll do game 4 of the World Series. Pitch to Sosa. Edmundo hits a ground ball to 3rd. Bregman across the way for the out. Maybe? Yes. And so Verlander, 38 pitches through 3. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, no score. So here is Marty Maldonado. 186, 15 homers, and 45 RBI. He hits this one into right center. Marsh moves over, makes the catch, 1 out. This turns into an 18-inning affair. There's only 1 game today. So Altuve, who struck out, comes up. Wheeler's opening 9, 42 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, 3 hits and 3 strikeouts. Altuve hits a ground ball to 3rd. Bohm across the way for the out. So 2 out for Jeremy Pena, who's 0 for 1. Struck him out. Wheeler got him. He swung on and missed. He chased one, and that's 4 for Zach. After 3, no runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Phillies nothing, the Astros nothing. So it'll be Hoskins, Real Muto, and Harper. Verlander on 10 batters, 38 pitches, 3 innings, a hit, and 2 strikeouts. Hoskins struck out in the first. Got him. So the 0-2 was swung on and missed. I hope, wait a minute. I'll have to check between games. I hope someone wins in regulation. I did not set ghost runners or anything, so oopsie on me if that's the case. Here's Real Muto. He's 0 for 1. Mancini hit 239. The 176 was with Houston in 51 games. Okay, well, he's got a hit for you so far. JT is 0 for 1. There's a base hit into left center. Alvarez is going to go play it off, or McCormick rather, off the wall, and Realmuto is on with a double. A 1-out double, and here's Bryce Harper, who singled and stole a base. His first time up. So really the first runner in scoring position in this one belongs to the Phils. And there's no truth to the rumor, if this goes extra, that Pete Rose is going to face Nolan Ryan and that Glenn Davis is going to face Steve Carlton. Pitch to Harper. Rice into right field. Tucker will get a beat on it and make the catch. Realmuto tags and goes to third. So Harper moves him along. 2 out for Castellanos, who's 0 for 1. Top of the fourth, no score. Game 1, World Series pre-play. Phils and Astros from the Juicer. And the roof is open, 68 degrees. Pitch to Nick. Little chopper over the mound. Pena has it, and in one motion throws to first, and the Phillies are retired. They'll leave that runner on third after 3.5, no score. So Alvarez, Bregman, and Tucker to face Wheeler. Verlander, 51 pitches through 4. Wheeler, 50 through 3. Wheeler winds and deals, and there's a pop-up left side, Bohm, by the dugout, and that is auto play. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Somebody from Galveston made that play. Alvarez strikes out. Wheeler has done 5 as Alvarez swings at one way out of the zone. So 1 out for Bregman, who struck out his first time up. In 153 innings on the real season, Wheeler only walked 34, so both pitchers with pinpoint control, while he struck out 163. Got him, that's 6. So a full count fastball swung on and missed. It might behoove some of these hitters to take Casey Kasem's advice. Keep your feet on the ground and stop swinging for the stars. Here's Tucker. He singled his first time up, 1 for 1. Kyle swings into right center. Marsh goes back, and that's gone. So Tucker with a solo home run, and the Astros take a 1-0 lead. Here it is again. And everybody liked that. And in this World Series, the Astros draw first blood. So here's Gurriel. He is 0 for 1. He is grounded into a double play. It's a high ground ball to third. Bohm across the way. Has it for the out. So that will retire the side, but the Astros get the home run from Tucker. 1 run 4 hits and no errors so far for Houston. One, the solo homer, been the lone hit. After 4, 1-0 Stros. So Bohm, Stott, and Segura to face Verlander here in the 5th. Alec is 0 for 1. Verlander starts the inning. Ground ball to third. Bregman across the way. 1 out. It is a warm day here in Burlington. It's 66. In fact, it's 80 in here. No wonder why I'm sweating. Here's Bryson Stott. Bryson is 0 for 1. Matt, I'm assuming that you are quite optimistic about your Astros' chances here. Pitch to Bryson. And that's a ground ball to Altuve. Jose over to first for the out. So 2 out here in the 5th for Segura, who struck out his first time up. Verlander's just humming right along here. Justin winds and deals, and Segura hits a chopper to Pena, and that's going to be misplayed. Jeremy couldn't get a handle on it, and Segura will reach on the air. And Gene has some speed. So E6, and the tying run is on. 2 out here in the 5th. For Brandon Marsh, who's 0 for 1. Throw to first. And Segura is back. Fly ball right field. Tucker. It's got some height to it. In fact, that's trailing back. And it is 2-1 Phillies. That's in the seats and right. That just had enough kick up and go. And that's how fast it can turn. It's a home run game. And Marsh crushed it. So down the line and right, and there wasn't a thing Tucker could do. He just kind of ran out of real estate, which is always interesting in a state the size of Texas, that you run out of real estate. But it's 2-1 Phils here in the 5th. So here's Edmundo Sosa, who's 0 for 1, opening 18 for Verlander. Now 70 pitches, 4 2/3, the 3 hits, the 2-run homer to Marsh. He hasn't walked anybody and struck out 3. Pitch to Sosa. There's a base hit in the left center. That's extra bases. Alvarez should have had that one. Sosa with a wide turnaround first. The throw goes into third, and that's a stand-up double. And that's just how fast things can change. The Phillies threaten again. So here's Rhys Hoskins, who was struck out twice. Verlander was motoring right along until the 5th. Hoskins, ground ball to third. Bregman across the way. And that will retire the side halfway home in game 1 of our doubleheader. A big inning for the Phillies. A 2-run homer from Marsh makes it 2-1. So if you joined us late, here's how we got there. The first 2 today. Phils and Astros, a World Series pre-play. Kyle Schwarber turned his ankle to start the ball game, so he's out today. He'll be back for game 2 in a moment. Kyle Tucker put the Astros up with a big bomb to right center in the 4th, and then Brandon Marsh a moment ago a two-run homer down the line in right field. Put the Phillies on top 2-1. So Wheeler, 4-hitter through 4. And he's got a little more juice left. Verlander was cruising right along through 4, but that 5th was costly. And both the runs, by the way, for Philadelphia are unearned, thanks to the error at short by Pena. So here's Mancini. He singled in his first at-bat. As we start the bottom of the 5th, Wheeler deals. Struck him out. That's 7 for Zach. A 2-2 fastball got him looking. So here's McCormick. We are playing, by the way, with the 3-batter rule. McCormick 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Got him. That's 8. So he foul-tipped it in the glove of Real Muto. And here's Marty Maldonado. Was 0 for 1. Wheeler looking for a good night. Won't get it. Ground ball left side. Base hit. So a single for Maldonado with 2 out. For Altuve, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So Wheeler, 78 pitches, 18 batters, 4 2/3, 5 hits, the home run to Kyle Tucker, and 8 strikeouts. And Real Muto and Wheeler have a word or two. Zach deals. Altuve, ground ball to Segura. Throw to first, and that will retire the side. So Wheeler, through 5 of his probable 6, is in line for the win. It's the Phillies 3, the Astros, or the Phillies 2, the Astros 1. So Real Muto, Harper, and Castellanos to face Verlander. JT doubled. He's at 1 for 2. Struck him out. A full count fastball at the belt, strike 3. So that's 4 for Verlander. And even if he loses this one 2-1, if you remember, in 2012, so 10 years ago, when the Tigers played the Giants in the World Series, Pablo Sandoval took Verlander deep twice and another Detroit pitcher once to hit 3 home runs in a World Series game. I covered that game. I was working for Bleacher Report at that point. And the Red Sox got stuck with that bill when they signed Kung Fu Panda. Anyway, Harper 1 for 2. He has singled and stolen a base. Verlander winds and deals. There's a fly ball right field. Tucker moving over. Kyle has it for the out. In fact, a diving catch to make it. So there's 2 out for Castellanos, who's 0 for 2. Verlander trying to get through 6. It gets away from Maldonado. The throw down to first, and it's strike 3 and a throw out. So that'll do it. The Phillies are going to their pen. Wheeler does his job, and it's going to be Jose Alvarado to come in to pitch. Alvarado will face Pena, Alvarez, and Bregman. Jose 4-2 with 2 saves. Through 59 games for the Phillies, the lefty went 51 innings. So a fastball at 94 and a ground ball plus pitcher. Jeremy's error allowed both runs to score when Marsh homered. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Alvarado starts his ninth with a fly ball right center field. Marsh moving over, and that will be for the out. So here's Jordan Alvarez. Jordan is 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Phillies as we play the bottom of the 6th. With 3 left on, the Astros a run on 5 hits and an error, and they have left on 3. Pitch to Alvarez. There's a ground ball base hit left side, and Sosa will pick it up. So Houston has had singles. Stott did not get there in time. but they haven't been able to do anything with it. So here's Bregman, who has struck out twice. So Wheeler stands to win, and we'll probably pull Verlander when we start the 7th. Bregman, a little chopper first base side. Hoskins has it bounce. He will pick it up, underhanded to Alvarado, and Bregman is out. So 2 out here in the 6th for Kyle Tucker, who has singled and hit a solo home run in the 4th. Astros trying to tie it up with a base hit, maybe. And if Tucker should homer again, take a 3-2 lead. Pitch from Alvarado. There's a little ground ball again. Second verse almost the same as the first. Hoskins takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Verlander says, I want another batter. And Dusty says, hey, you're old, I'll let you pitch. After 6, 2-1 Phils. So Bohm is 0 for 2. And there's a fly ball, shallow left center field. McCormick rides the Schwinn, has it for the out. So Bryson Stott 0 for 2. Verlander nods his approval that he wants him, and Dusty will let him throw. Struck him out. That's 6 for Verlander. A full count fastball swung on and missed. So Segura will be the last batter that Verlander will face. And not that it matters too much, but they'll take the 7. They need a run. Pitch to Segura. Fly ball, right field. Tucker will come down with it. And it's stretch time. Brad Hand will give him a hand. He's coming in to pitch for the Phils. Stretch time, 2-1 Philadelphia. So the former closer for the San Diego Padres gets the call here for the Phils in the 7th. 55 games, 45 innings, 3-2 with 5 saves for the Phillies. He is 31 years old. He's a lefty, so he can pitch forever. A fastball pitcher at 91 and a ground ball plus pitcher. It's like Marty McFly. We get a glimpse of the future. Yep. Hey, the slogan for the channel is Home of the Champions of the past, present, and or future. Once in a while, you just got to do it. So Gurriel is 0 for 2. He is grounded into a double play. And there is a chopper over the mound. Stott over to Hoskins. And that's a close throw, but Gurriel's out. So yes, Retro Sports Network is back to the future. My name is not Michael J. Fox. I do not own a DeLorean. And I do not want to date my mommy in high school. Here's Trey Mancini. He is 1 for 2. He has singled rather, and struck out. 6 hits for Houston, 4 for Philadelphia. But the numbers that count, 2-1 Phils. Trey swings, ground ball to the mound. Hand steps off towards first, throws to Hoskins, 2 out. So here's Chas McCormick. It sounds like he is the junior chief thoracic surgeon at Mass General, doesn't it? And Chaz Emerson Winchester III and Chas McCormick. Anyway, Chaz has chased a couple. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Hand winds and deals. And McCormick hits this one into left center for a base hit. Sosa will throw it back in, and McCormick will hold with a single. Yes, Matt. My World Series. This is the third one we've done, and I'd like to crown the 2018 Dodgers, the 2019 Astros as world champions. However, I'm grateful that the 2018 Red Sox and 2019 Nationals. So it's been a couple years. Houston should win the World Series, but that's why we play the games. Here's Marty Maldonado. He is 1 for 2. He has got himself the single. McCormick on first. Maldonado swings. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. Sosa makes the catch. How about that? I thought that was going to drop. So Sosa, not a great left fielder, does his job. We go to the 8th. 2-1 Phils. If Doc Brown was here, he would apologize for the crudity of this model. Well, so it'll be Marsh, Sosa, and Hoskins. And we'll go with Will Smith, the lone lefty. 0-1, 3.27 ERA. 24 games, 22 innings. 32 years old, fastball at 92, and a ground ball plus pitcher. A tight one here in game 1. 2-1 Phil. And Will Smith about to get jiggy with it in the World Series. Marsh, his 2-run homer in the 5th is the difference. Base hit left field. Glad I matched lefty versus lefty there, huh? Alvarez throws it back in. And that will bring up Edmundo Sosa, who doubled. He's 1 for 2. Schwarber turned his ankle on the first pitch of the World Series. He'll play in game 2. I don't know. Will Smith couldn't make a play. It was one of those hard shots to the mound, and Smith misplayed it. And so it's first and second, the second Astro error. And here's Rhys Hoskins, who was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Nobody out here in the 8th. The Phils trying to get an insurance run. Got him. 2-2 curve, swung on and missed. And Hoskins is gone for the 3rd time today. Here is JT Realmuto, who is 1 for 3. He has doubled and struck out. And now a ground ball gets the Astros out of the inning. Top of the lineup for Houston in the 8th. It'll be Altuve, Pena, and Alvarez. Realmuto. It's a ground ball, base hit up the middle. McCormick will pick it up. Marsh will round third and hold. And there's the 3 base runners, or base hits. And that'll do it. It'll be Hector Neris. No. Ryan Stanek. Stanek 2-1. A save, an earned run average of 115. He is 30 years old. He looks like he just walked off the set of Hocus Pocus 2. Fastball pitcher at 94 and a ground ball plus pitcher. In 59 appearances, he went 54 2/3. 2-1 the record with a save, and an earned run average of 115. So Marsh on third, Sosa on second, Realmuto on first. Bases loaded and no place to put Bryce Harper. 2-1 Phils, top of the 8th, 1 out. Pitch to Harper, ground ball to Altuve, and Jose, no way! Altuve bobbles it, and the Phillies have their 3rd unearned run of the ballgame. So Castellanos, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Stanek wasted 7 pitches to get Harper to have Altuve bobble it. And a .979 fielding percentage for a second baseman is pretty decent. But the third error for the Astros really looms large now. Castellanos, fly ball right field. Tucker in the corner, and that is out of play. Nolan Ryan made that catch. So 1-2 the count. Stanek gets his sign, deals. Struck him out. That's a big one on 1-2, late called strike 3. And now I'll bring up Bohm, who was 0 for 3. So, Matt, who should I go with in game 2? Pitch to Bohm. Ground ball up the middle. Pena's got it. Goes to Altuve, but too little, too late. Afternoon. So, the Phils get another unearned run on 2 hits and 2 huge errors. Bottom 8 here in Houston. Matt Vierling will come into play left field. It's the Phillies 3, the Astros 1. And Connor Brogdon will come in to pitch. Connor, 2-2 with 2 saves. And an ERA of 3.27. He's 26 years old. A fastball pitcher at 91. 47 appearances, 44 hits. Altuve struggled through the playoffs to get here, and he's 0 for 3 with a strikeout in game 1. So Brogdon starts the 8th. Altuve up the middle. Stott behind the bag at second. Throws to Hoskins, 1 out. No? So here's Pena. Jeremy is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 1-2 on the channel today. Phillies and Astros pre-playing the World Series. Pena's error was big in the 5th. There's a ground ball. Zakura coming in, throws to Hoskins, 2 out. Vierling, by the way, is 6 4 and left. Alvarez has had himself a good day. He has singled twice and struck out. Phils have left on 6, Houston 5. Base hit right center field. So the tying run will be at the plate. Castellanos couldn't get there in time. Alvarez is in the second standing. So the tying run is Bregman at the plate. He is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. That's the 8th hit for Houston. Brogdon sets and fires. Base hit left field. Alvarez should round third. Vierling doesn't have much of an arm. Alvarez runs through the green light, and it's 3-2. So Houston has clawed one back, and here is Kyle Tucker. He hit a solo homer in the 4th and a single later on. He is 2 for 3. So the Astros rallying here in the bottom of the 8th. Brogdon deals. Tucker, base hit right center field. Marsh will pick it up. Tucker is into second. And now Kyle just needs a double or triple for this cycle. It's 3-2. And here comes Gurriel, who was 0 for 3, and is grounded into a double play. So the Astros are 1 swing of the bat away from going ahead 4-3 here in game 1. Despite the fact that all 3 Philly runs are unearned. Pitch to Gurriel. Popped up. Marsh by himself, and they get out of it. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. The Astros threaten 1 run, 3 hits. They leave on 2. After 8, it's the Phillies 3, the Astros 2. So Stott, Segura, and Marsh, and they'll let Stanek start the inning. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Phils. They've left on 6. The Astros, 2 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors, and they left on 7. And there's a chopper to Pena, who throws to first for the out. So here's Segura, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Stanek. And there's a chopper. Pena by the bag over to first, 2 out. So here comes Marsh. It was his home run in the 5th that put the Phillies ahead. Rafael Montero coming in, the former Seattle pitcher. 5-2 for Houston, 14 saves, 68 1/3, 47 hits, 2.37 ERA. He fanned 73. And that time, Rafael is 31 years old, a fastball pitcher at 91, and a ground ball plus pitcher. If you're looking ahead to the Astros' 9th, Mancini, McCormick, and Maldonado. Sounds like a law firm, doesn't it? Pitch to Marsh. And there's a little ground ball to first. Gurriel flips it to Montero, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. So David Robertson, the former Yankee closer, will come in to pitch. The Phils trying to lock down game 1. Interesting choice. Robertson, 22 games for the Phils. Hopefully he's still on the active roster. 36 years old, a curveball pitcher at 90 and a ground ball plus pitcher. 1-3 for the Phils with 6 saves. So who can we pinch hit for Mancini? Who can hit a righty? It'll be David Hensley. 10 for 29 on the replay. He does have some power. I know a lot of them just because I covered the Nats a few years ago. That's about it. Pitch to Hensley. Right center. Marsh. 1 out. So here's McCormick. Chaz has a single and 2 strikeouts. 1 for 3. Robertson deals. Ground ball, base hit, left side. So the Astros now have the tying run on base. And Maldonado, the winning run at the plate. He is 1 for 3. He can bunt. Hoskins and Bohm guard the lines. It's a thought here. Got a better chance of homering, though. Robertson sets. Struck him out. So that didn't do anybody any good if you're a Houston fan. The 3-2 was caught looking for Altuve. So the last chance saloon in game 1 is Jose. And Altuve is 0 for 4 with the strikeout. So Robertson trying to lock down game 1. Real Muto and Robertson have a word. Altuve, ground ball is short, and Stott's going to misplay it. So another error that hit off the heel of Stott's glove, and the Astros are singing Bee Gees tunes. They're staying alive for Jeremy Pena. And remember, it was his error in the 5th that led to the Marsh home run. So he is the winning run. The tying run is on second and McCormick. Altuve, the winning run, is on first. And there is a sea of orange towels waving around. Rigged. Pitch to Pena. Struck him out, and the Phillies win it. They take the opener 3-2. So Wheeler gets the win. 5 innings, 5 hits. The home run to Tucker. And Wheeler struck out 8. And then the bullpen, 4 innings, 6 hits, and 1 run. Verlander went 7, did not give up an earned run. Will Smith did not give up an earned run, and Stanek and Montero did not either. So the bullpens do their job. So 3 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Phillies. Brandon Marsh is going to be your digital dice player of the game for game 1. Philly left on 6. Houston 2 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors, and they leave on 9. You get the trouble slide. We're going to make sure that we don't do ghost runners or anything like that. Game 2 of the World Series right after this. Oh, already checked. So I'm showing him, trying to set up lineups here. So Valdez for Houston in game 2. And Snell? Oh, Nola. Let's see how much of this I remember, gang. Let's see. It'll be Schwarber, Hoskins, cheat sheets. Is Valdez a lefty? I don't think. Yes. Did they face a lefty? not sure it really matters, to be honest. Everyone only goes 3 or 4 innings anyway. Castellanos. Boom. Stott. Don't really have any other short. I could go with Sosa, I suppose. We'll go Segura. Verling should start in center then. Okay, well, I haven't done that yet. Segura. So Sosa or Stott in short? The platoon should say Sosa, who somehow played in left field. So John, who do you want at short? Stott or Sosa? So Schwarber, Hoskins, Realmuto, Harper, or Stott? Okay. Come on. All right, lefty lineup here. So, or righty lineup. Altuve. Pena Alvarez. Bregman, Tucker, Gurriel. Mancini, McCormick. All right. Oop. McCormick in the center.
Play ball.
All right, welcome to Game 2. It was Game 1 for the Phils. An exciting one. Houston had a chance to win it in the ninth and couldn't do it. Now, the Phillies get to face probably the true ace of the staff, Framber Valdez, one of the rare pitchers who went 200 innings in the 2022 season. He's 28 years old, fastball pitcher at 91 and a ground ball plus pitcher. In 31 starts, he went the distance 3 times. He walked 67 while striking out 194. 17-6 with an earned run average of just under 3 at 282. Changes for the Phillies. Segura will bat 7. Oh, we'll just give you the lineup. Kyle Schwarber hopes to stay healthy. He's in left. He'll bat first. Rhys Hoskins at first will bat second. JT Realmuto has the high hopes of trying to get Philly home with a 2-0 lead. He's behind the plate. Bryce Harper cleans up as a DH. Castellanos in right will bat 5th. Bohm at 3rd will go 6th. Segura moves up to 7th in Game 2. He'll play 2nd. Vierling in center. He came in late in Game 1 as a defensive replacement. But with the lefty Valdez on the hill, Vierling will get the start. And Stott at short will bat 9th. No changes for the Astros. Alvarez a 4 and a 7 in left. McCormick a 6 and a 4 in center. Tucker a 7 and 6 in right. Bregman a 7 at 3rd. Pena a 7 at short. Altuve a 6 at second. Gurriel an 8 at first. Maldonado a 10 and a 7 behind the plate. And Valdez can field his position well. A 6 range, but a .967 fielding percentage. Schwarber flew out to right and hurt himself in the first. Valdez could go 7. And Nola could go 7. They both are rated for 110 pitches. Schwarber starts game 2, a pop-up. First base side, Gurriel will make the catch. 1 out. Roof open, wind at 10, blowing in from right center again in 72 degrees. We hope that Aaron Boone and his pile of nachos are enjoying the broadcast. Here's Rhys Hoskins. He went 0 for 4 in game 1 with 3 strikeouts. The objective for the Astros now is split. So they can split. Got him. A 1-2 fastball out of the zone, and it was swung on and missed. So 2 out for Realmuto, who is 2 for 4. A double, a single, and a strikeout in game 1. JT strikes out, so Valdez gets 2. Pitch was dropped, and the tag was put on for the out. So half an inning in the books, no score. Aaron Nola, who went 11 and 13, he went 200 innings, 205 to be exact, with an earned run average of 325. He had 168 hits, 19 homers. He walked 29 while striking out 235. He is a fastball pitcher at 92, a ground ball pitcher, and is 28 years old. And if you remember, during the LCS, his brother plays for the Padres. So imagine sitting in the stands as Aaron faced his brother in San Diego, and having your parents' loyalties be split. Who do you root for? Which son do you go for? Anyway, no changes in the Houston lineup. Altuve, Pena, and Alvarez. Bregman, Tucker, and Gurriel. Mancini, McCormick, and Maldonado. Schwarber a 5 and a 6 in left. He never got the field in game 1. Vierling is a 6 and 4 in center. Castellanos a 5 and a 6 in right. Bohm a 6 at third. Stott a 7 at short. The kid you liked best. But do you ever publicly admit that, Jamie? You know. You have children that play athletics. Did they ever play against each other? Segura a 6 at second. Hoskins a 6 at first. Realmuto an 8 and a 9 behind the plate. And Aaron Nola is a 7 on the mound with a .920 fielding percentage. Altuve 0 for 5 in game 1. I mean, you're taking both the kids out to Tasty Freeze after the ball game anyway, or Dairy Queen. Pitch to Altuve, and Nola walks him. So the spark plug takes a leadoff walk. Here's Jeremy Pena. He went 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. See, that would be, Jamie, the thing I would expect Gardner to say, because Gardner and I don't have any kids. Unless you only have the one, then of course you're going to like her best. So Altuve leads off at first. Bottom of the first to game 2. Phillies won game 1. Richard Williams would be best to answer. It's whoever was bringing in the most to the coffers for him, Jamie. Pitch to or throw to first. Altuve is back, so you know the answer to that would be Serena. First pitch to Pena. There's a base hit left field. Schwarber's going to pick it up. Altuve will hold at second. Schwarber kind of gimpy still on that ankle. Could have gotten there, and the Astros have first and second. Nobody out for Alvarez, who had a pretty good game 1. 3 for 4, a double, 2 singles, and a run scored. Their mother was rooting for it to finish in 5, John says, because the jet lag was killing her. She said she didn't care which one won. You're going to get World Series tickets anyway. I suppose you could ask that to Archie Manning. Alvarez waves the bat back and forth, and there's a ground ball to Hoskins. Reese will throw to Stott for one, and there is no throw or a late throw to first, and Alvarez beat it out. So 3-6 on the fielder's choice, runners on the corners, and one out for Bregman, who struck out twice in game one, singled and drove home a run. It was always fun when Eli Manning was in the Super Bowl, and they would take the obligatory shot of the suites, and Peyton Manning always trying to hide out of the view of the camera. Pitch to Bregman. Got him. So Nola got him to swing and miss on a hard fastball. And that'll bring up Tucker. Kyle had the big home run in game one for Houston. Went 3 for 4. Was only a triple short of the cycle. First and third. Tucker strikes out. Nola gets out of it. A fastball on the inside corner. And the Astros can't be doing this. They leave on 2. After 1 in game 2, no score. So Houston worked Nola hard, 23 pitches. So Harper, Castellanos, and Bohm to face Valdez here in the second. And Harper went 1 for 4 with a single and a stolen base in game 1. Pitch to Bryce. Up the middle, Altuve behind the bag, over to first. 1 out. Side note, Thompson readily defensively subbed with Vierling and left for Schwarber if there wasn't a chance of his batting in the 8th or 9th. Computer's doing that. I'll keep that in mind when we go home. Sosa started at third when Suarez pitches because he's a ground ball pitcher. Okay. Remind me of that again tomorrow. But who would go game 3 for Philly? Here's Castellanos, so 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts in game 1. Make it 3 as he swings and misses on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. The CPU is not the best manager, and the lineups that I used in game 1 were the lineups that Houston used in game 4 and Philadelphia used in game 5, and figuring that Wheeler would be on full rest since we don't play game 1 till Friday. Alec Bohm is 0 for 4 in the World Series. Suarez. So the ground ball pitch. All right. I will probably forget that. Pitch to Bohm. To short. Pena. Has it for the out. That will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. So Gurriel, Mancini, and McCormick to face Nola here in the second. Gurriel 0 for 4 in game 1. Grounded into a double play. Did we lose Matt through all this? Pitch to Gurriel. Struck him out. So Nola has 3. A full count fastball outside. Got chased. So here's Mancini. Trey 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out in game 1. Got him. So we got a good morning and a good afternoon on a hard cutter swung on and missed. So 2 out for McCormick, who had a good game 1. 2 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Segura and Stott probably would have been swapped in that lineup, and Vierling would have just batted 9th. Oh, Matt's driving. I went with whatever the Phillies lineup was for game 5 and game 1. Stott doesn't seem like much of a hitter. So that was the lineup. Bring it up with that management. And bat Vierling 9th. Okay. Well, you go home with no worse than a split. McCormick. Ground ball to third. Bohm. Over to Hoskins, and that is an out. So Nola is through 2. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third in game 2, no score. So Segura, Vierling, and Stott. John 0 for 4 in game 1. He scored and struck out. Astros made 3 errors in game 1, and that pretty much was the difference. Valdez winds and deals. That's into left field. Alvarez will make the catch, 1 out. So Vierling, who hit .246 on the real season, 6 homers and 32 RBI, came in as a defensive replacement in game 1 for the injured Schwarber and Sosa. Stands in with 1 out. Valdez deals. There's a base hit in the left center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. McCormick throws it into third, and Vierling has a stand-up double. So remember, if you joined us late, this is our 3rd time that we've done a World Series pre-play, and the winner of my pre-play has never won the World Series. Just putting that out there. So here's Stott. He is 0 for 4 in the World Series with a strikeout. This was the first time, one of the first times ever in my regular season replay where the World Series winner didn't even make the play at World Series. When the Expos won it in '82, that was the year the Nats won the World Series. When we did 78, the Dodgers were in the World Series, and the Dodgers won the World Series. In 49, the Yankees won the World Series. They didn't make the World Series. And, of course, St. Louis won the '85 replay, and, well, John Tudor probably wouldn't have helped this year. Pitch to Stott, runner on second. There's a fly ball. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Vierling will score. Stott's in with a double, and I guess my lineup's fine as the Phillies lead at 1-0 here in the third. So here's Schwarber. He is 0 for 1. Valdez opening 9, 32 pitches, 2 1/3, 2 hits and 3 strikeouts. But the Phillies are a plucky team. Schwarber, ground ball to Altuve. Stott goes to third. The throw to first is in time. And there's 2 out for Hoskins, who struck out. Reese not having himself a great time here in Texas. He has been to the plate 5 times and has struck out 4. Stott on third, 1-0 Phils. Top of the 3rd inning, 2 out. Pitch to Hoskins. Got him. So that is the 4th strikeout for Valdez. But the Phils break on through first to run on 2 hits and no errors. Bottom of the 3rd inning here in Houston in Game 3 or Game 2, 1-0 Phillies. So Marty, Maldonado, Altuve, and Pena to face Nola. Martin 1 for 4, a single and a strikeout in Game 1. Nola starts the 3rd with a foul ball left side. Bohm is going to run out of real estate, I think. Yep. And somebody from Houston makes that catch. So a ball and 2 strikes to Martin. Nola winds and deals. Got him. That's 5 for Aaron. He swung on and missed. Did Maldonado a changeup? So opening 9 for Nola, 40 pitches, 2 1/3, 1 hit, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Altuve walked to start the ball game and got left on. Hits 1 to third. Boom. 2 out. Well, if you're a Houston fan, you are seeing what you should not do in the World Series. Jeremy Pena singled his first time up, the lone hit for Houston. In the left field, Schwarber makes the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the fourth in game 2. Phil's 1, Astros nothing. So it'll be Real Muto, Harper, and Castellanos to face Valdez. JT struck out his first time up. And Real Muto ground ball to third. Bregman goes the long way to first, and that is 1 out. I will say this. Of course, the games are quicker. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes, and we've played 13 innings or so. Game 1, I thought, was real entertaining. Now, if it takes 3.5 hours, that's another story. But game 1 was a decent one. Here's Harper. He's 0 for 1. Struck him out. He looked at a hard curve for strike 3. So 2 out. That's 5 for Valdez. And here's Castellanos, who struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Swings, ground ball to Pena. Jeremy throws to Gurriel, and that will retire the side. So, a 1-2-3 inning for the Phils. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Philadelphia 1, Houston nothing. So it'll be Alvarez, Bregman, and Tucker, and Houston needs to do some work. Jordan 3 for 5 in the series. 0 for 1 today. Nola winds and deals, and Alvarez strikes out. That's 6 for Nola, a full count curve that was looked at. And now I'll bring up Bregman, who struck out his first time up. Fly ball, right center field. Vierling, way back there, makes the catch. 2 out for Tucker, who struck out his first time up. Nola's pitch popped up in the right field. Castellanos retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the fifth, 1-0 Philly. So Bohm, Segura, and Vierling, no relation to Yingling, I'm told, here in the fifth. Alec 0 for 5 on the series, 0 for 1 tonight. Valdez starts the fifth with a base hit into right center field. Tucker will cut it off. And Bohm is not a threat to steal. Segura is 0 for 1. Bernie with the sub. How are you? Thank you, my friend. So runner on first. Phil's up 1-0 here in the top of the fifth. Pitch to Segura. There's a ground ball that's going to get past Pena for a base hit. So Bohm is on second. And that brings up Vierling, who doubled his first time up. Doubled and scored. So first and second, nobody out. By the way, the file had Girardi listed as the manager for the Phils. I don't think so. Joe's not getting credit for the Phillies making the World Series. Pitch to Vierling. First and second. Line drive to Gurriel. Or to right, rather. Tucker makes the catch. Bohm tags. And will hold. 1 out. So Bryson Stott doubled home the lone run in the third. First and second. Ground ball gets Houston out of it. Stott hits that ground ball. Gurriel, is he going to try for 2? Pena for 1. Jeremy pivots. And the throw, if it comes, is going to be no throw, so they get the 4s. Fielder's choice, 3-6 for Schwarber, who is 0 for 2. Valdez, 71 pitches, 18 batters, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits. The Phillies finally have an earned run in this series. and 5 strikeouts. Schwarber, as I said, is 0 for 2. Valdez deals. Schwarber, ground ball up the box. Valdez towards first, throws to first, and damage has been held to no runs. So the Phillies leave 2 on. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Halfway home in game 2 of a twin bill. It's the Phils 1, the Astros nothing. Uh-oh. There we go. Someone hit too many buttons. .1968 called. They want their pitcher's duels back. Join us late. This is game 2 of our World Series pre-play doubleheader. The Phillies won game 1, I believe, by the score of 4-3. They lead game 2, 1-0. Bryson Stott double to score Vierling. In the third is the difference. So Aaron Nola is throwing a 1-hitter through 4. He has struck out 6. And Valdez is throwing a 4-hitter through 5, and he has struck out 5. I think 3-2 was the final for game 1. All 3 Philly runs were unearned. Gurriel, Mancini, and McCormick to face Nola here in the 5th. Gurriel struck out his first time up. And this time around, it's a ground ball to third. Bohm by the bag, over across the way. 1 out. Now bring up Mancini over from the Orioles. Trey is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he'll go down by way of the K again. He swings and misses on the 1-2 curve. So here's McCormick. He's 0 for 1. Nola winds and fires, and there is a line drive over Segura, but Vierling will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Pitchers duel in Houston. We go to the 6th in game 2. Phillies 1, Astros nothing. So Hoskins is 0 for 2. Realmuto and Harper to follow. Framber starts the 6th. Strike 3. That's 6 for him. A full count curveball that caught the inside corner. So that'll bring up Realmuto, who is 0 for 2. I'm looking there because Realmuto has good speed. How many catchers have stolen more than 20 bases in a year? In an era of baseball where speed is not used in that way, the catcher has 21 steals. Not to get all Bob Costas on you and tell you everything was much better in 1942, but that's great, I think, personally, that the catcher has 21 steals. Batting third, that's hard to do. There's a ground ball, base hit left side. Alvarez will pick it up, and Realmuto takes a hard turn around first and goes back. So that brings up Harper. Bryce is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. After watching Bryce for a year or so in Washington, he really is a born DH. If the NL had not gone to the universal DH, Bryce Harper would have been the charter member of Future First Basemen of America. Pitch to Harper. There goes Realmuto. The throw down to Pena. It's a coin flip, and Realmuto is called out. Sometimes I think the computer actually does listen to me. And so he went for the steal, and it's 2 out. And a big boo-boo and a 1-2 count to Harper. Valdez now from the wind. And there is a line drive. Foul left side. A long, loud strike. Pitch Got him. That's 7 for Valdez. Swung on and missed. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Minute Maid Park. Wind blowing in hard at 16, 68 degrees. A beautiful night for baseball. So Maldonado, Altuve, and Pena to face Nola here in the 6th. Martin struck out his first time up. Nola starts the inning. Got him. That's 8. Swung on and missed on the 1-2 fastball. So Altuve coming up. Aaron opening 18 on 73 pitches. That's very efficient for 2022. Got a text message. Oh. They're working on roads here in Burlington. Surprise, surprise. So 73 pitches, 18 batters, 5 1/3 innings. A hit, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. A one-hitter. Here's Altuve, and he draws the walk. So Altuve may not be doing it swinging the bat, but at least in Game 2, he's been on twice. Nola has only allowed 3 base runners. Here's Pena. He has the lone hit. He is 1 for 2. Base hit right side. Castellanos will pick it up. Altuve stops at second as we cross the 1 o'clock hour. So Houston trying to mount a rally here in the 6th. Altuve on second. Pena on first for Yordan Alvarez, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Base hit right field. The towels come out again. Castellanos picks it up. Altuve rounds third and will hold. So they are loaded for Alex Bregman, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Altuve on third. Pena on second. Alvarez on first. And this is the first chance that Houston's really had since the first to do any sort of damage whatsoever. Nola and Real Muto have a word. Nola's pitch. Chopper to second. That's going to get home a run, you would think. Segura goes to Stott for 1. The throw to Hoskins, and they turn it. 4-6-3. And the Astros get nothing. They have them loaded, and Nola induces the pitcher's best friend. It's the double play. After 6, it's Philadelphia 1, Houston nothing. So Valdez will pitch the 7th. Castellanos, Bohm, and Segura to face him. Nick is 0 for 2. He has struck a batter out, or struck out once. Base hit left field. So the Phillies, in the first game and 2/3, have shown you why they deserve to be here. Here's Bohm. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Houston playing much more sound baseball in Game 2, but Aaron Nola has not only got a filing cabinet, but the entire desk holding the barn door closed. Pitch to Bohm. There's a ground ball. That's a base hit, and we're going to have to go to the pin. So the Astros have given up 2 singles. Valdez says, I want him. I want him. Can't use Smith, can't use Stanek, by the way. So Fromber talks himself into one more batter. Segura 1 for 2 with a single. First and second, Maldonado goes out to calm down his pitcher. Segura walked, and that will do it for Valdez. So the Phillies threatening to break this one open here in the 7th. For Vierling, And Brian Abreu is the first one to get the call out of the pen. Abreu, 4-0, 2 saves, 55 games, 24 years old, 60 1/3 innings, 45 hits, 2 homers. He's walked 26, struck out 88. Bit of a wild streak in him. He's thrown 7 wild pitches. He is a fastball pitcher at 94 and is a ground ball plus pitcher. And I think at this point even the Astros would trade 2 for the price of 1. Vierling is not a good hitter against righties. 1 for 2. He does have a double and a run scored. So Abreu, if he can channel the fastball, can keep this a 1-run game. Vierling stays in the game. He induces maybe 2. Altuve, they're going to try for 2. Pena for 1 to throw to first. They do turn 2, but Castellanos scores. So it's 2-0 Philadelphia with 2 out here in the 7th. For Bryson Stott, who is 1 for 2, he is doubled, home a run. Bohm off a third, ground ball to Altuve. Jose throws to first and it's stretch time, but the Phillies get a run, 2-0. Not necessarily knowing how the weather in Houston works in real time, the last 2 games it's been very windy, blowing in from right center. So along with the base of the wall that supports the roof. 65 degrees, a beautiful night here in Houston, but again very windy. Kyle Tucker hit the home run in game 1. He is 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. Nola starts the 7th. And Tucker draws the walk. So as soon as Tucker gets on base, here's Gurriel, who is the tying run. He is 0 for 2 in game 2 with a strikeout. So Nola now at 90 pitches with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Gurriel laces this one into left field for a base hit, and maybe the Astros are waking up. So first and second as Schwarber picks it back up. I'm surprised, rating-wise, why they would pull Schwarber. He's a 5 and a 6 in left. That's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. Here's Mancini. Trey is 0 for 2. And we go to the bench, and we're going to put in Aldemez Diaz, 243 on the real year, 12 homers, 38 RBI. Gurriel has good speed, but he's stuck behind Tucker. McCormick to follow. Nobody out, 7th inning. 2-0 Phils in game 2. Diaz swings and laces that one foul in the left. A ball and 2 strikes. Nola reaching the end of the line for him. Houston trying to take advantage right now. The 1-2 to Diaz. There's a fly ball left field. Schwarber. 1 out. Tucker a wide turn around second. And he's going to try it. Schwarber will throw into Bohm, and Tucker is safe. And that'll do it for Nola. It'll be Alvarado as the Phillies try to keep the barn door nailed shut. Runners on the corners, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Houston trailing 2-0. Pitching change, it's Alvarado. Jose went an inning in game 1. Man, the computer is slow today. Threw 16 pitches last night. So first and third, 1 out. The tying run is Gurriel. The go-ahead run is McCormick. Alvarado starts his effort with a line drive to Bohm. And are they going to get anybody else? No. Tucker saw that one all the way and made a mad dash back to third. So 2 out for Maldonado, who was struck out twice. The Astros have been held to 4 hits. 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Martin swings, and there's a ground ball pass Stott for a base hit. So Tucker will score. Schwarber picks it up. And no, we're not going to get the runner thrown out. So Houston finally takes advantage. And that'll bring up Altuve, who has walked twice tonight. He's 0 for 1. So Gurriel on second. Maldonado, who has the speed of me. Do I pinch run here? I think I do. So Jake Myers is going to pinch run. And former Red Sox catcher Christian Vasquez will come in to catch the rest of the ballgame. So Altuve has a chance here with an extra base hit to give Houston the lead. And of course, if he homers, it's gravy. Alvarado mops his brow, delivers to Altuve, and Jose has a base hit. Schwarber will pick it up. Gurriel rounds third and will score without a throw, and we are tied at 2 here in the 7th. So Altuve, who has struggled in this postseason, has walked twice in game 2 and just tied this game with a single. And now Myers would definitely score on a single by Jeremy Pena, who is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. So 2-2 the score, 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Alvarado deals. Got him. He got him looking, but the damage is done. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the 8th in game 2. We are tied at 2. So Abreu will face Schwarber, Hoskins, and Realmuto. And if Brian runs out of steam, then you can just keep going in the pen. Off day after this, so everyone should be available for game 3. Schwarber is 0 for 3. He's now and draws the walk. So here's Hoskins, who was struck out 3 times today and 6 of 7 in this World Series. Schwarber has speed. Okay. Abreu deals. Gets away from Schwarber. We told you that Abreu was a wild thing, and that 2-2 pitch was so outside they got it in Crawford. So the count is full to Hoskins. You don't necessarily mind the excuse me, mind the walk here, because you can get sets up the force, and in fact they thought about it, and they're just going to pitch to Hoskins. The 3-2 from Abreu. Base hit left field. Alvarez will pick it up. Schwarber will hold at third. Dusty Baker on his way out. Montero in again. No, it was not a home run. It was an Altuve single. So Tucker walked. Gurriel singled to left. Tucker to second. Diaz, a shallow fly ball. Tucker to third. First and third, McCormick almost lined into a double play. And then Marty Maldonado grounded a base hit between third and short to make it 2-1. We pinch ran for Maldonado. Altuve finally got a base hit. He grounded between third and short and tied the game at 2. So Montero faced one batter last night. And they got to play in. Nobody out. Real Muto was 1 for 3 in game 2. He has singled and struck out. Montero's pitch. There's a little chopper to third. Bregman throws to Gurriel. And Harper's about to get the free pass. So 1 out. Harper goes to first. So they set up the double play. For Castellanos, who was 1 for 3. A single, a run scored, and a strikeout. 2-2 the score. 1 out, top of the 8th. Philadelphia trying to take advantage again. And Brandon Marsh, really? I guess so. I'll give it a sec, see if John strenuously objects. Or if we lost the signal again. We'll give it a couple more seconds. Well, hearing no objection once, no objection twice. So Brandon Marsh will pinch hit. Marsh had a very good game 1. He went 2 for 4 and hit what ended up being the game-winning home run. So Schwarber on third. Yeah, I was surprised about that. I gave you some time. But the computer and Thompson, again, the computer thought it was Joe Girardi. So Schwarber on third. Hoskins on second, and Harper on first after the intentional walk. Montero delivers, and Marsh hits a ground ball to first. Gurriel, they're going to try for 2. Pena for 1. Jeremy won't throw to first, and it works. So the 4 scores Schwarber, and the Phillies go back up 3-2. So you set that up to get 2. That's why you walk Harper. And Houston just couldn't do it. So here's Bohm. He's 2 for 3. It worked anyway, John. Alvarez, Bregman, and Tucker in the bottom of the 8th for Houston. 2 out. Montero and Vasquez have a word. And the word is pulled pork, because that's my dinner. Bohm. Got him. But 1 batter too late, and we'll see how much of a difference it makes. So the Phillies pull back ahead. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. They leave on 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Phils. So Alvarez, who was 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Alvarado stays in the game. There's a line drive. Past Sakura, and the tying run is already on. So the 7th hit for the Astros. Here's Alex Bregman. He was 0 for 3. He has struck out and grounded into a double play here in game 2. I'm surprised the computer has not changed pitchers. They will not hear. Bregman swings. In the left field goes Schwarber. And Kyle makes the catch for the out, 1 away. Game 3 tomorrow, noon Eastern. And Brad Hand will come in to face Kyle Tucker. And pitched 1 inning in Game 1 and allowed a hit. Tucker, 0 for 2 tonight. A walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. Hand starts off his effort with a fly ball. Shallow left center. Vierling rides the Schwinn. And Alvarez goes back to first. So 2 out for Gurriel, who is 1 for 3 with a run scored and a strikeout. Segura, Vierling, and Stott due up for the Phils in the 9th. Hand has a hand, and Gurriel chops 1 to Stott. A great play in the hole, over to second for the force, and that's the inning. Goodness gracious, after 8, no runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 9th, 3-2 Phils. And now you go to Elvis Presley's love child, Ryan. Although it is not a save situation, you cannot afford to put another run on the board. It'll be Diaz, McCormick, and Vasquez in the bottom of the 9th inning. Presley is 33, fastball pitcher at 92, and a ground ball pitcher. Trips wild, 3-3 with 33 saves, and an earned run average of 298. 50 appearances, 48 in the 3rd innings, 30 hits, 4 homers, 13 walks, and 65 strikeouts. So Segura is 1 for 2. He is 1 for 6 on the series. And he chops that one over the mound. Pena by the bag at second. 1 out. So here's Vierling. Matt 1 for 3 today. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Phils. They've left on 6. Houston, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. And they've left on 7. Pitch to Vierling. There's a ground ball, base hit left side. And the Phils would love an insurance run for Bryson Stott, who's probably not going to give it to him. He is 1 for 3 in Game 2. He has doubled and driven in a run. Stays in the game. There goes Vierling. The throw down to Pena from Vasquez. Stole it. He stole it. Poor John's having a heart attack over here. So here's Stott, a 1-strike count. Presley from the stretch. Ground ball to third. Bregman looks Vierling back, but gets a late jump, and Stott's going to beat it out for a single. That is the 10th Philadelphia hit. And here's Schwarber, who is 0 for 3. He has walked and scored. First and second, 1 out. And Houston with their closer out there to try to keep it a 3-2 ball game. Schwarber got him. A 1-2 fastball that split away in the outside corner, 2 out. So here's Hoskins, who in 8 at-bats in this World Series has struck out 6 times. But he has a hit. So 2 on, 2 out. And Hoskins rips this one into center. Vierling, that stolen base is good. He's going to score. Hoskins is on with a double. And Philadelphia is 3 outs away from going up 2-0. So first and second for Real Muto. And you're not going to walk Real Muto to face Harper. JT is 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Got him. 1 batter too late. The Phillies get a big run on 3 hits and no errors to the bottom of the 9th in game 2, 4-2 Phils. So Hand at least starts the inning. Diaz is 0 for 1. Hand delivers, and there's a ground ball to third. Boom. 1 out. I did not expect the Phils to take the first 2 in Houston. Nick Nelson. Is this going to be a garden party? Coming in. Former Yankee pitcher. Did they not have a closer? Wow. Okay. So Nelson trying to get the save. He had 1 on the real season. So why not give him a save opportunity in the World Series? Nelson, 47, he started twice. 3-2 with the save, 26 years old. I think Alvarado was their closer down the stretch, right? The computer is just using him too early. Fastball at 94 and a ground ball plus pitcher. So McCormick is 0 for 3, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Phil's trying to go up 2-0. Matt's going to send me a nasty gram at approximately half the size of Dallas, I think, after this. Pitch to McCormick, and he walked him. And so now the tying run is at the plate in Christian Vasquez. Christian, a mid-season deadline deal from the Red Sox at .250, a homer and 10 RBI. Vasquez, base hit left field. So the winning run is at the plate in the form of Jose Altuve. Bullpen by committee, mostly Robertson was supposed to be their closer, but he got hurt. By the end of the season, Topper went with right-left matchups, but Eflin closed out a few games. I'll make sure he's eligible for Here is their pitchers, by the way. Zach Eflin, who wasn't used. So that's the 12 that the computer dressed. And if you're wondering about Eflin, he started 13 and saved a game. So now it's bullet sweating time if you're a Philly fan. Altuve, 1 for 2, has singled, walked twice, and driven in a run. He is the winning run at the plate. Vasquez, the tying run. McCormick, don't get thrown out. Nelson deals. Altuve in the right. Matan going out in the corner. Foul ball. He's a 5 and a 6 out there and right. He is in the 5 hole. And if we go extra, he would bat second. Altuve, a 1-2 count. Nelson deals. Got him, and the Phillies are down to 1 out to go up 2-0. Last chance saloon for Houston is Jeremy Pena. Jeremy is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and struck out. So it's sweat and bullets time for everybody on a windy night in Houston. Nelson and Real Muto will delay the inevitable here by a second. And now Nelson deals. Pena hits a little chopper over the infield. It's gonna drop, and McCormick will round third. Vierling should have had it. He did not, and a run will score. So now it's 4-3. And 2 out for Yordan Alvarez. Vasquez the tying run, and Pena is the winning run. And Alvarez is having himself a series. He's 2 for 4 today with 2 singles and a strikeout. And you bet your sweet Bippy if Pena has a chance to win the game, they're going to try it. Nelson's pitch. Ball 4, and they're loaded. So now the winning run is in scoring position, and the tying run is 90 feet away for Alex Bregman, who is 0 for 4 with a strikeout and grounded into a double play. Eflin got his first career save this postseason. So, yep, the computer is just not going to be able to handle that sort of thing. So, 2 out. They're loaded. Just like Harry Carey. Vasquez on third. Pena the game winner on second. And Alvarez pulls up the Adirondack chair on first. Nelson deals. Base hit left field. Vasquez will score. Schwarber has it. What's Pena going to do? Pena will round third and try and score the throw. Houston wins the ball game. A walk-off. 2-out single. Wins the ball game, and Houston earns the split. My goodness gracious. Mike from the truck coming in right at the end. So the Astros torch the Phillies' pen, and they've earned a split on a walk-off 5-4 win. So after going up 4-2 in the top of the ninth, Jeremy Pena with the single to make it 4-3. And then Alex Bregman, the hero tonight in Game 2, a 2-run, 2-out single. And the Astros will win this 5-4. And Alex Bregman is your Digital Dice MVP. So 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Houston. They leave on 7. Phillies 4 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and they leave on 8. The good news for Philly is they have forced the split. Thank you, Bernie. And get the next 3 at home, because there will now be a Game 5 of the series. So, Presley gets the win, despite the fact he didn't pitch very well. And Aaron Nola, who pitched very well, won't get anything. And so we'll figure this out for the Philly bullpen at home. But after 2 hours and 3 minutes, this World Series pre-play goes to Pennsylvania, split, and a game apiece. Hey, thank you so much for watching Game 3 tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Until then, I'm Ron Zuckett. Have yourself a wonderful day, everybody. So long.